Hi, I'm Mira. Welcome to another story. Let's see where this one takes us. The forge burned bright, casting wavering shadows across the walls of the smithy. Smith hammered rhythmically at a glowing iron bar, the clang of metal against metal, a steady grounding beat. Sweat dripped from their brow, but their focus never wavered. This was their life now, creation, not destruction. The fire of the forge consumed the memories of gunpowder and blood. At least, that's what Smith told themselves. The sound of boots crunching on gravel cut through the rhythm. Smith looked up, the hammer still in their hand, and saw a young figure silhouetted against the setting sun. Dust clung to their duster, and their boots were worn but sturdy. As they stepped into the light of the forge, Smith's breath caught. It wasn't the stranger's face that froze them, it was the weapon holstered at their hip. The revolver gleamed in the firelight, its pearl handle and silver barrel unmistakable. Smith set the hammer down slowly, wiping their hands on their apron. "That gun," they said, their voice low and even. "Where did you get it?" The stranger's lips curled into a bitter smile. "Funny, I thought you'd ask who I was first." Smith studied them. Young, no older than 20, but their eyes held a bitterness far beyond their years. "Who are you?" Smith asked, though a cold knot was already forming in their stomach. The stranger stepped closer, their hand brushing the revolver. "I'm someone you left behind, someone who had to grow up alone while you tried to erase yourself from the world." Smith's heart clenched. They didn't flinch, but their mind raced. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Don't lie," the stranger snapped, their voice cutting like a whip. "This gun, this is yours. I know everything about you, Smith, or should I say the ghost of Gilded Creek?" Smith's blood ran cold. The title was one they'd buried along with their guns years ago. It had been whispered in saloons, shouted in fear during robberies, carved into the stories of the frontier. It was a name soaked in blood. "I'm not that person anymore," Smith said quietly. The stranger laughed, a sharp, bitter sound. "You think walking away erases it? That all the people you killed just disappear? I spent my whole life wondering why you chose violence over me, why you left us." Before Smith could respond, the church bell rang in the distance, sharp and frantic. A moment later, the sheriff burst into the smithy, panting. "Smith," he gasped, "we've got trouble. Outlaws. A dozen of them, maybe more. They're riding fast, and they're looking for blood." Smith turned toward the forge, their hands curling into fists. "Why me?" "Because they know who you are," the sheriff said. "We need you, Smith. No one else can stop them." The stranger smirked, resting a hand on the revolver. "Looks like your past caught up with you. So, what's it going to be, Ghost? Pick up the gun and save the town? Or stay here and watch it burn?" Smith stared at the fire, the weight of the revolver still seared into their memory. They had vowed never to kill again, but the town was counting on them. And so was the stranger, though they wouldn't say it outright. Redemption or destruction, the choice loomed, as heavy as the weapon they'd tried so hard to leave behind. The bell tolled again, each chime hammering the question deeper into Smith's chest. Could they truly escape what they had been? Or was this moment proof that the cycle could never be broken? Smith turned to face the stranger, their decision lingering in the air like smoke from the forge. Thanks for listening. If the story stuck with you, come back next time for another journey.